and they're off. So, as I mentioned, this is the no out of bounds category, which bans a glitch that allows you to beat the game in just under 10 minutes. So yeah, that is banned, but pretty much anything else is allowed, such as some glitches I will get into later on in the run. So yeah, this is just area 1, nothing much to it, just capturing some pretty weak ghosts, sort of the tutorial area, and there's one sort of big boss at the end. And you'll notice that MrAfroman got the ghost sort of twirled into the vacuum, which is a very slight time save, and it's hard to do consistently, or well, it's next to impossible to do consistently. Oh, MrAfroman unfortunately missing that ghost. That's sort of one of like the annoying things, but it's not too big of a timer. It's like half a second. You'll notice they both got the double. That's one of probably the easiest doubles in the game. And they both got that double, which is it's definitely one of the harder ones. A lot of people miss it, even top players. And HexBlaze, unfortunately. So what you need to do there is knock on the wardrobe and spawn both ghosts. I don't believe Hex got both of them to spawn, which is a little bit of time loss. Although the streams are a bit laggy, so I can't really see if he did or not. Pretty tied up here. Now what they're coming to is the first of the portrait ghosts, or sort of mini boss ghosts, and they all have 100 health and are various strengths and weaknesses. For example, with Neville here, you have to sort of face away from him for a little bit of time to actually get him to show you his heart. Whereas some of the ghosts, you just say spray them with ice or something. Both runners getting a good suck up on Lydia, and that's one of the harder ghosts to do quickly, especially since the room is quite laggy, with because there's so much stuff in it and the lightning strikes make it quite laggy. MrAfroman unfortunately missing that rocking horse. It's pretty precise, especially to do fast. Oh, and Hex missing the ball shot, which is another precise thing. The rocking horse and ball shot, they're both pretty hard tricks to do, especially quickly. So what they'll be doing in this fight is just sort of getting the rocking horses to sort of lock onto them as early as possible, so that just makes it a bit quicker. And lining up for a ball shot, which Hex unfortunately missed. It's not too easy to get, but with a bit of practice it's not too hard. But you can still miss it occasionally from time to time. And what they're doing here with getting hit by Chauncey is trying to lose some coins, as at the end of every area there's a screen where it counts up the coins. The less coins you have, or less money you have, the quicker it goes. So it doesn't lose time to get hit. So yeah, that's area 1. Pretty quick, around 6 minutes. Both runners getting not too bad of area 1s. So what both runners will hopefully be doing in this room is getting a double by shaking the grabber ghost off, and I think Hex missed the double, unfortunately. It can be pretty precise because their hitboxes, the grabber ghost hitboxes are pretty wonky. MrAfroman20 and Hex will now be doing the 3 Shy Guy doubles. MrAfroman20 getting all the doubles, I think. So far, he's got them all. Yep, getting all the doubles. Hex. Oh, I think, yeah, he missed that one. He missed the second one, unfortunately, which is probably like a 4 to 5 second time loss. MrAfroman getting early release, which is just a completely random thing that saves just 10 seconds. And Hex, unfortunately, not getting it, which will put him at a further 10-second deficit, fortunately. What MrAfroman just did there was he did what we call poster skip, which is sucking up. There's a button we need to press, and he just kind of sucked up the poster just through the wall, because that can happen. And I'm not sure what happened to Hex there, because my video is lagging out on me. I think he messed something up with the Whirlwinds and ended up having to get them right side. Maybe stepping off the platform, unfortunately. So now we're going back to Area 1 to capture, Hex, not having the best of Area 2 so far, but he can bring it back. We're going back to Area 1, not all of the rooms, but 3 of the rooms, to capture the booze that we released in Boo Release. MrAfroman unfortunately getting pretty bad RNG, as you can do a tech skip there, which saves with the best pattern. It can save up to 8 seconds. Unfortunately, didn't get it, but it's not too bad. Good RNG and good RNG in this room. That can be that can be a pretty annoying room, because you can walk all the way to the left and he switches straight over the right. Oh, that was pretty good RNG in that room. Now we'll be able to see what Hex gets, if he's able to go for the tech skip or not. Not sure if he doesn't. No, he's not going for it. Oh. Oh yeah, I should also explain R pumping, which was found a pretty long time ago by a YouTuber. I don't quite remember his name, but yeah, he found that if you hold both L and R, you can sort of, or you hold L and R and tap R, you can hold the buoy in place, which was later perfected by, well, was made more consistent or brought more to light by a tasser called Coopery, I think in 2014, I want to say. And in this room, MrAfroman will be going for some pretty, not too difficult doubles, but they can be a bit weird at times, since the hitboxes are so weird. Yeah, what he'll be doing is just shaking off the grabber in the direction of the other grabber, so I can just line them up nice for a double. And here what he'll be doing is going for a medallion save warp. I don't know if it really has a name. We call it fire warp. Oh, looks like he's gonna get it. Yeah. So he just has to collect the buoy on the medallion, and the buoy text appears first, which allows him to save and then reset, which saves time because you don't have to complete mirror room, or nor do you have to mash through EGAD's text, and it gives you a better cycle on the butler coming up, which makes him be, as it like resets it, it makes him be further to the right, which is obviously quicker. I think Hex may have missed a double. Fortunately, oh, I'm missing 2. That's rough. Yeah, those doubles can be pretty precise, but hopefully he still gets the save warp. Oh, that wasn't good. Hopefully he knows what to do. Yeah, okay. Pretty good backup. So, MrAfroman will be clearing this laundry room while waiting for the butler to get to his room. It saves a good bit of time since we're waiting for the butler anyway. And this double can also be pretty annoying. Any double with a grabber can be pretty annoying. You're going to be getting this chest before he goes to hidden room, because if you go 2 rooms away and then come back into, and then go back into a room, it'll reset the whole room, and that will make the chest cutscene happen again, which loses sort of like a second or something. And now what he'll be doing is got it, which is text skip, which is Japanese only, which we just go into the mouse hole as we suck up the buoy, and it just allows us to skip the EGAD information. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, that quad can be pretty tough. And these bats can also mess you up. Oh, it's all over the place. Hex seems to be doing good. And MrAfroman will be just doing the same text skip, just on the other side. Hex having a tough time with this buoy, unfortunately. But he's not so far behind that he can't win. Anything can happen. We're only in area 2. So what you see MrAfroman doing? Oh, and he got a triple, which is only like a second or 2 slower, but is a lot safer to do. So what you saw MrAfroman doing there is just knocking on all the instruments to make melody, this piano player spawn, and then she gave the answer a question on what song it is, and we just kind of learnt what song it is, so we can't actually read Japanese. Well, I don't know, might be able to, but I know I can't. But yeah, we've memorized what song is what answer, since it's not random. And she throws her music sheets at you which you have to either suck up or burn. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That boo can be pretty hard to find because there's so many instruments in that room. This ghost in the fridge will be the first of the element ghosts, which is just you have to spray a certain element at them to make their heart shoot. And MrAfroman20's got the water medallion, which allows him to have water so he can put out fires throughout the mansion, which is pretty useful. I'm getting really good RNG on that boo, but it's really fast if he's in there. Saves a good lot of time. MrAfroman getting a pretty nice spooky. So what he did there is suck up the Mr. Bones. So when you suck him up, he drops a bone, which Spooky then goes for and then reveals his heart. So if you do that close to Spooky, it saves a good bit of time. And he got a stun lock double, which he basically flashes his flashlight at the skeleton, which just makes him stay there. And the way he was lining up allowed the other Mr. Bones to sort of move into position so he could get a double. And Hex having a lot of trouble with the kitchen boo, unfortunately. And MrAfroman will be doing Bogmire now, which is one of the tougher bosses to one cycle. They're all pretty tough to do optimally. But it's just kind of essentially like a normal ghost. Oh, he got it, good. It's just essentially like a normal ghost. You just sort of pull back and take off his health, but if he starts to sort of drag you and he takes control, you have to pull back, like you have to just hold back so then you can regain control, which unfortunately it doesn't, you can't just hold back for ages to regain control. He is on a timer, so if you wait too long he will break off. So let's see how Hex does on Bogmire. Ooh. Okay, he does know how to regain control. Oh, unfortunately Bogmire was not being nice and really just started dragging him. But you should get 2 cycle. Yeah. Good 2 cycle from Hex there. Okay, so where MrAfroman is now, he is he's out where King Boo is keeping Mario hostage in the painting. So here he's just running on this treadmill to grab an optional key, which saves quite a bit of time. Unless you get a shortcut to Area 3 later on in the game. And what you did there is shut the door that was on fire through the floor, because that works. Now he's going to be grabbing the ice medallion, which is a pretty useful medallion for Boos, but it's not really used for much else, apart from a few ghosts later on in the game. And this Boo can also be pretty trolly because there's so many items in this room. If he's all the way on the left side, it's a pretty big time. Oh, that sucks. If he's all the way on the left, it's a pretty big time loss, unfortunately. Oh, he got trolled by the tablecloth. So when it boos at 0 HP, it doesn't actually have the auto lock sort of feature anymore, and if you're like at that tablecloth and starts missing one cycle. But yeah, if you're at the tablecloth and start sucking it up and the boo's at 0 HP, it'll lock onto the tablecloth over the boo. And yeah, so he missed that one cycle on Petunia, which she's a pretty hard goose to get a one cycle on, because she has a pretty strong pull. She's quite big. But yeah, Nana's. Oh, that was good RNG. Oh wait, I forgot about that boo. Yeah, so in this room, a lot of the top runners would, well, not really top runners, a lot of like sort of higher level runners would bring Nana over to the right side while sucking her up, because it's more likely that the boo will be over on the right side. But it means you can't really suck up her pearls as easily, so, and you auto lock onto the pearls over the boo, which is pretty annoying. But yeah, there's a few doubles MrAfroman will hopefully be getting in this room. Got the first one here, and we'll see what kind of RNG HexBlaze gets. He could possibly get perfect RNG, and he did good. MrAfroman opted not to go for the triple. I know he saves around a second, and this room can be really hard to find the boo in, because there aren't, I mean, There aren't that many items, but they're so close together that it can make for a really hard find. And now he'll be going for, or he'll be doing moonshot, which just allows him to, for some reason, the space is inside the mansion. I don't know how, but there's a universe inside the mansion, and comets that are the size, are small enough to fit in Luigi's vacuum. I got it first try, which is pretty good, because if you think that you're gonna hit the moon, 9 out of 10 you will not hit the moon. It's really strange and precise angle. And HexBlaze is missing one of the doubles, unfortunately. You're gonna be getting the second. Yeah. Oh, missing 2 doubles. That sucks. But getting the second of 4 items that belong to Mario for a bit later in the game that will get to him around 7 or 8 minutes. HexBlaze is not having the best of times in this room. Getting singles instead, which is quite slow. But let's see if he gets moonshot. MrAfroman, oh, missing the double there. Yeah, that sucks. It's another one of the grabber doubles. Although these ones aren't as tough as the ones before, because you can line them up so easily. But yeah, it happens. Oh, that sucks. Broke off. Which just means he wasn't pulling him good enough. Oh. Fortunately not getting him, getting grabbed sucks even more. But yeah, getting the third Mario item now. So what he's doing here is he's mirror warping back to the Area 1 hallway to clean up the remainder of the booze there, and getting the last portrait ghost in this area, or not in Area 3 but in this hallway. And this is one of the more RNG or random sort of dependent areas of the game, and you can lose not too much time, but you can lose a good bit of time to just things out of your control. Only up to like maybe 20 seconds. And yeah, so what he's doing now, these twins are asking him to play hide and seek. An interesting fact about the twins is that they ride a plane and a car, and their names are Henry and Orville, after Henry Ford, who I believe he's the one who invented the car. I don't know, not too good at history, but I believe so. And Orville I think it's the Orville brothers. I'm not sure who invented the plane. Or it might have been... No wait, never mind, it was the Wright brothers who invented the plane. His name's like Orville Wright or something, I think. But yeah, that's one of the more unique ghosts. Is you have to first knock them off their plane in their car. So, MrAfroman will be coming up on, for the second time, Lydia's room, or the master bedroom, as it's officially called. But he'll be going for a tech skip, which is, it's a pretty important tech skip since the room is so laggy, and if you get a longer bit of text from from EGAD, then it can waste a lot of time. But he managed up getting it. It's not too difficult, but it can be. You can't miss it if your angle is not too good. So what MrAfroman is doing now, he's talking to Madame Clairvoyant, and he's giving all the items he collected that sort of the Mario owns. And yeah, it's just a minute 30 of just mashing. So yeah, now he's done with that. And you got a very, very clean suck up on Clairvoyant, as for Clairvoyant you have to actually use the C stick, and you have to spin it in her direction, as she actually wants to go back into the portrait. And Hex not too far behind. So what MrAfroman is doing now is a safari room, and you spray the ice before this ghost spawns, and it just sort of automatically takes its element away, so you can suck it up right away. And a very nice double. Because those garbage ghosts, I don't know what to call them. Garbage can ghosts. They don't actually damage you. You can push them. So we push them to manipulate a double, which we also did in Area 1. And what MrAfroman is, he's coming up to the boss for the area boss for Area 3 called Boolossus, and this one can be pretty tough to get in one cycle, just like Bogmire, although it is a bit harder than Bogmire, and it has a very slight element of randomness. Yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. You need to run over to the right side of the arena, grab the ice, and then walk in a straight line to line all the boos up. Line up all the boos up, then just shoot his ice, and hope that they all lined up well. That was very clean, very clean. Hex going for a bit of a different setup for that double. Never seen that one. Where you freeze the left or the garbage can ghost. Just to make it so you don't have to push him, as pushing him can be quite precise sometimes. So Hex is going to Boolossus. We'll see how he does. And yeah, so Afroma is going to. He's in Area 4, which is the longest and probably considered to be the hardest area. Although that's mainly just because if you're on a good pace, it's really nerve-wracking. Some of the boos are quite strong. And Hex going for a bit of an odd setup in Boolossus, but wow, that was very clean. So what's happening now is the power's gone out in the mansion. Some lightning hit it, and he needs to turn on a switch down in the basement, but that room is locked. So he needs to go to back to area 1 to the wardrobe room. The reason he's in sidestep is it just makes it easier to dodge these ghosts. But yeah, the portrait ghost coming up here, who drops the chest with the key for the breaker switch room. He's called Uncle Grimly, and oh, that was really good. He is completely random, and he can take up to 40 seconds to show his heart. But MrAfroman getting perfect Grimly RNG, or is more commonly referred to as Instagram, which is, it's not too unlikely it will happen, but yeah, it's not very common at all.
Mario. Oh yeah. Mario. Oh yeah.
So, yeah, that room was pretty good by MrAfroman, but sometimes it can be really, really trolly because there's so many things that can drop, like hearts and mushrooms, that you can auto lock onto them, lose the boo very easily. And let's see what kind of RNG Hex gets. Hopefully it's good. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That was about as long as you would sort of want to get on a run. Anything more than that, and it'd be pretty bad. So, what MrAfroman is coming up to now is the clockwork. I believe they're called clockwork soldiers. They might be called toy soldiers. I know most people refer to them as toy soldiers, and they can be very tricky. Some top level runners go for a double on them, which MrAfroman might be going for with the setup he's using. Like the way he lined that up, doesn't look like he's gonna get it, unfortunately. But looking very clean so far. Yeah. Oh, that was good. So he sucked off the sort of key at the back. So the wind up thing. As soon as he finished sucking up the green soldier, which allowed him to just instantly suck up the blue one. And he's just gonna burn these shy eyes. There is a faster method that saves about a second, but I don't. The only person I know who goes for it is HD. And Hex getting Cellar Boo. That looked pretty sketchy. Seemed to be very far over to the left. Very far. We're very close to leaving. So what MrAfroman is going to be doing now, he's going to be doing Armory. It's called Armory. It's a very laggy room since it has so many items in it, so many suits of armor. And this is definitely one of the harder boos to catch in the game. But so far it's been pretty good. Going for the oh, fortunately not quite able to get the triple. Well, that was a pretty clean backup. Oh, okay. Hex coming up to the clockwork soldiers now. See how he does. MrAfroman getting pretty good RNG on that boo and getting a very good suck up on him. That's one of the harder ones since the room is so laggy. You can quite easily drop a R input and he can just fly straight out of the room. And Hex able to get the toy soldiers. Good. They were pretty sketchy there for a second, especially that last one. But he managed to get it pretty easily. Oh, he's going for the faster strat. Unfortunately, he got hit, which means it isn't really faster. Although he did get it, which is good. Where it's just basically where you suck up all of the shy guys at once and get an 8-piece. Well, he's getting knocked around by these ghosts here. MrAfroman's PB is a 1 flat and Hex is a 103. And you'll notice that MrAfroman isn't clearing this room. That's because we don't need to clear to get the key from it. And we can just move straight on to Sir Weston's room, which is considered to be one of just the hardest rooms in the game because of the ice floor. The boo has 150 health. See if we can get a 1 cycle on both. Getting pretty clean 1 cycle on Weston himself. Let's see if he can get the boom 1 cycle, which is probably the hardest part of the room. You got a really good. The boo was in a very nice spot for him, so he spawned down really low. Oh, that was very close, but he managed to clutch the 1 cycle. Hex seemed to be having a bit of trouble with the armory room, but yeah, it was very clean from MrAfroman. This race has been pretty close so far. Who knows what might happen? Something crazy might happen. Oh, HexBlaze dropping an R pump, which unfortunately meant he could not 1 cycle. I don't believe MrAfroman is on PB pace. He has been raid a lot of the run. Although I haven't really took notice in Area 4. Area 4 has been pretty good by both runners, especially by Afroman. Yeah, I think this is PvP's fun. No. No, I don't think it is. I'm not sure though. So what Afroman's doing here is Van Gogh is just he created all of the ghosts that aren't the portrait ghosts, so sort of just the regular enemies, and he just releases them in waves of 3, and some of them can be pretty hard, especially that grabber triple and this shy guy triple, which he managed to get pretty quickly, which is good, because again those grabbers can be their hitboxes can be very weird. I'm getting a very clean trash can ghost triple as well. That one's pretty easy to get, but to get fast it's pretty hard. Yeah, I think this is quite close for MrAfroman. I don't know where he splits, or if he splits for Van Gogh. But if he does split for Van Gogh, he's ahead. Getting good RNG there, which is good. Sometimes he can be all the way over to the left in the stool. $153, he can 2 cycle with that. Hopefully. I'd love to see a PB. Oh, that was pretty good. Oh. Okay, this might still 2 cycle. Yes. Very good. And Hex, unfortunately, not 1 cycling Western Boo, which sucks, but managed to get him in a pretty quick 2 cycle. Yeah, I think this is definitely PvP's. Be very close, but I'm pretty sure it is PvP's. I'm in a bit of trouble with the dust piles. It's gonna be very close. I don't know. It's not PvP's. RIP. That sucks. Very close though. Hex not far behind him, entering Van Gogh now. Let's see how he does. Hex should get like a 104, I think, if my timing is correct. 104, 105 maybe. No, 104. So hopefully we'll see MrAfroman go for a 2 cycle on King Boo, which saves 20 seconds over a quick 3 cycle and 30 seconds over a slow 3 cycle. Yeah, that Van Gogh text or EGAD just talks about, has a long rant about how Van Gogh created the ghosts in the mansion, which is pretty funny considering you already beat Van Gogh. But Hex seems to be having pretty good Van Gogh. So let's see how this first cycle goes for MrAfroman. It's looking good. I don't know if he's gonna go for 2 cycle. He can 2 cycle with that. It'll be hard to. And well, we'll see if he goes for 2 cycle. Wow, he was plus a minute 30 at Grimley. That's insane. His area 4 has been really good. Okay, he's going for it. He should get it. Oh, maybe not. Oh, 8 health. That sucks. Yeah, his area 4 was definitely really good. Hex going for Van Gogh. Great, let's see if he gets 2 cycle. And MrAfroman finishing off with pretty respectable 101.33. Very good job by him. So Hex unfortunately not able to get 2 cycle. I think he might have got 3 cycle. I'm not sure. Wasn't really paying attention. But yeah, pretty solid. Looking like he's gonna get a 105. So Hex coming up to King Boo now. Looking like a 103.14 with a 2 cycle, which hopefully he can get, or 105.14, sorry. So Hex going maybe for a 2 cycle. That'd be pretty cool to see one. Let's just see how it goes. It's looking pretty good. Maybe. Oh no, I don't think. I highly doubt he's gonna go for it. It is technically possible. I think Scuzzy did it with 260 something. I've done it with a 262, but it's very hard. So yeah, he's gonna leave him above 200 health. So Bowser doesn't go into that sort of phase where he runs around the arena like he did for MrAfroman. So this is a fast 3 cycle. Oh, missing the ball shot. He might still be okay. He still got the ball shot. Hopefully he still gets. He should. Yeah. 105.47. Not too bad considering his PB is a 103. It wasn't a bad effort by Hex at all. GG. Don't know if Hex wants to do an interview or not. But yeah, it was a pretty close race until around like midway through area 3, I think. But pretty good effort from both runners. GG. So yeah, that's been. I think that might be the end of round 1 for Luigi's Match No Out of Blind tournament. But yeah, I've been Pancakes. See you. I think there's another match later against Glitch and Delta. See you later.